Hey there, folks. We're doing some self-mill today, and not the boring old self-mill to Jace. We are turning sideways, and we're using self-mill as an engine. It's kind of like, where you have the life gain decks, like more triggers of mill, rather than trying to mill ourselves. So that's why it's coming up. Games are coming up in a second, and deck techs at the end. See you there. Alright, we're in on the draw. We have no way to cast the Spider. No way to cast the Devourer. Yeah, okay, we'll throw that back then. Okay, mana's better here. All fast lands, so anything past this that's a fast land is trying to really, wound me. You know what? Or we'll throw away one of these fast lands. Wow, I chose wisely. Okay, we're going to start with Stitcher Supplier as it fast tracks the death. Yeah. Fast tracked. Fast tracked. Opponent with a birdie. Like one of those ceramic birdies that you made in shop class birdie, I guess. I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, let's crack in with the Supplier. What you gonna do with that Raven? You know what? I'm kind of okay with that. I was ready to, like, reach snipe it, but you know what? Whatever. We'll play Vilespawn Spider now. So what are we in for here? This better not be what I think it is. We're going to take value here, if we can. We're going to make sure one copy of Crawling Infestation is available so that we can keep a game going. So that's where we're going to be at here. We're going to make sure this infestation is down so we have 1/1s every turn in case this is all they're doing. Like, if that's their entire plan, then we want to be on top of it. Okay. Yeah, okay, so they're kill. Having an engine was important. Okay. And Devourer of Memory. And I don't trust anything in my hand. After that, I don't trust anything in my hand, so everything goes to the table. I'm not playing around a thing. Hopefully they're just some cheesy, I want to play 50 removal spells, and maybe, just maybe, I'll think about winning the game later, sort of thing. We'll see. Okay. Get our mill. You gonna kill Devourer? Yes or no? No? Alright then, cool. Second Infestation's pretty good. Means we only have to do 1 mill. Okay. Opponent's got a real hard-on for taking very narrow removal. Let's see. Angels. Yeah, pretty sure those are everywhere. Dragons? Yeah, that's a deck. Power Word Kill is not exactly a card I would pick. But anyway, 2 Crawling Infestations, 2 Insects a turn. And all we have to do is really trigger 1 mill. Opponent. Jace is a problem because this is drawing them a card every single turn, and we need a clock, and they've just basically murderized everything there. Okay. And we're going to decline the second trigger. Target Jace. We don't have a clock required for this, but hey, we'll get Vilespawn down. Again, my hand I just don't trust. Opponent scries to the top. Jace has a lot of freaking loyalty. What is this card even? I don't even know what this is. Oh god, a whole wall of text. You take a year off and you have to figure out what these cards do. Yeah, okay. Mill 2 cards. That's a creature. Okay, we don't have to mill anymore. Decline. I could have started with the Vilespawn, but hey, whatever. Ooh, yeah, no, with their kill spells, that's not a relevant card. Let's just make that many spiders. Let's knock Jace down a peg. Okay, does this thing do anything else that I care about? Or am I just going to kill them next turn? So, you're silencing me and that's it. You're going to need a lot more than that, buddy. Alright. Take action. That's some creatures. And decline. And 20 at your face. That's what your 1-for-1 removal brought you. Okay, we're in on the play. We have a bunch of 2-drops. We can technically cast, sure. Alright. Our opponent on the mulligan of a what the f... I mean, whatever. You queue up with it, you're going to accept the consequences. If I'm coming with my brew, they can come with their brew. But I swear, if it's 50,000 removal spells, then... because that's usually what they are. It's like 90% board wipes out of those decks. Gateway Plaza. Okay, sure. I'm just making their mana work. Tempted to get... No, what? Crawling Infestation. We'll get Infestation down. Work Vilespawn into this. Sliver. I mean, that's not the card I was expecting, but sure. Take action. I should really move that around. Okay. Slivers have Menace. Congratulations for you, Slivers. Honestly, I'm just gonna drop another Crawling Infestation. You want your stuff to have Menace. Like, we just continue to mill a bunch of cards, and then we just hit them with 1,000,000 spiders. Okay. Drain hurts a little bit, but sure. I didn't. Whatever. That is... None of those were creatures milled, by the way. Not a single one. So, consideration right now for... You know what? We're just going to drop this here. And we're going to start doing some blocks here. We're going to do a few blocks. Because they're going to win the race at this rate. Well, until we have Devourer actually rolling. So, opponent has got 4 of every sliver ever. Sure. Mill creature. Yeah! During my turn. Ah! Oh, well, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to try and get around them. My plan is to completely go around them with Vilespawn. What's Fiend Artisan? Let's just remind them who's in charge here. And after they hit their... Sliver creatures have Exalted. That's going to be a single attacker that's pretty hefty. Okay, that's a lot of Exalted. Ding for 2. And with all those drain triggers, I have to actually, like, they could hit for just as much with the drain triggers. We are kind of lucky that they didn't do anything crazy there. Yeah, okay. Our opponent decided to leave. I'm not taking the one-lander on the play. Yeah, this will probably do. This is fine. Yeah, okay. Where do I want to go with this? We want to probably get rid of a pathway. Pathways really aren't that great, honestly, as far as I can tell. They keep messing with me. The when you need, like, for an aggro deck, not so great. Just don't really feel like they're there. World Tree is a sus as hell card. Binding of the Titans. Yo, dog, that's how my deck works. I don't think you understand. That's how this shit works. Elder Gargaroth, Root Coil Creeper. My opponent's just random ramp greed. Okay, so I need to have something a little larger for this issue. Alright, Fiend Artisan. We'll have it ready, and we'll start working on it immediately. I need to be able to size up to an Elder Gargaroth, and fast. They can exile 2 creature cards. Boom, boom. It's down to a 2/2. Yep. That's my land. That's not my land. Okay. I'm going to go with an Oglor because I have a little more control over things. A little better mill. So take that. Okay, so I want the mill to happen and then my choice. Okay, and then from the cards available, I kind of just want a land, but you know what? Whatever. Let's throw this Devourer of... I want to throw both of them away. I'll take Tymaret Calls the Dead because it hyper mills, I suppose. So when we actually get there, it's pretty good. Alright, so second Vilespawn Spider. Crack in hard. Okay. Our opponent had Binding of the Titans, which kind of helped, despite... Well, it kind of helped, it kind of didn't. Okay, we're in on the play. We have Sprout and Memories. And, yeah, okay. There's some good cards here. There's some good cards here. So we play Sprout on 1. Our opponent on blue. We mill Sleep of the Dead. Which is very good for winning some combats, let's just say that. And we'll place down Devourer of Memory and crack in. Double blue mana. Mill the land. I'm going to shock in. I'm not going to send in the Sprout for ambush reasons. I'm sending Devourer of Memory. Okay. Play Devourer of Memory, number 2. Rhymeworm Cutthroat. Well, now we have 2 unblockables in play. Like, good luck. Like, your guy ain't blocking. It's not happening, opponent. You're not blocking. Fiend Artisan at 0 because what did I mill? Lands. Sleep of the Dead. I can't even activate Sleep of the Dead yet because we're only doing a single mill. So, anyways, let's crack in with a couple Devourers. Kaboom, kaboom. They say combat is good, so let's say combat's good. Kabang, kabang. Feel like interacting? You're at 8. I might suggest that you stop playing Mono Blue Tempo right now and go play something that doesn't die to creatures. Okay. On the draw, we have no blue mana. We kind of need blue mana to get moving. We're on the draw with a slow hand that's just not doing anything here. I think we throw it back. That is if our opponent ever connects to the match. I guess I'll wait. Alright, here we are. Mulligan. Mulligan is pretty crap. Like, really crap. like, oh my god, that's awful. I guess we'll throw away the basic. But, oh well. Oof, that hurts so much. This, alright. So we're going to have to try and fast track this. We drew another land, too! Oh my god. Oh, look, there's our action. Anyways, Deathbonnet Sprout was what I wanted to enable there. Uh-huh. That's pretty good. We're kind of misaligned right now, but Fiend Artisan will shut down this Gruul deck so fast. Arnie slays the troll. Lovely. I'm glad that my opponent is that kind of nice person that lets people untap with things. Alright, well, whatever. Stitcher Supplier blocked. Put 5 million more creatures in the bin. Alright, let's see how much they crap their pants now. Now, you were saying, opponent? Take a nap. Take a nap. You deal with this 7/7 now. That can't be good. Anyways. So, do we have enough? 1, 2... Consideration for okay, let's add the blue. Let's crack in with the Fiend Artisan. Let's crack in with the Fiend Art. Let's crack in with the let's anyway. Yeah, exile 3 other cards. We need more mill or something like that. Anyways, our opponent has decided that their turn is the only turn that matters. Thank you. Would you like to cast your shock? Please, kids. Thank you. Okay. I could just continue to tap it down. I'm going to play Slogurk. What's the chapter 3 on this? You gain 5 life. Fine. Congratulations on your life gain. Now, I was considering like some sort of infuriate-like effect. And then a fight could be a problem. We're just going to let them have their 5 damage here. I'm hoping to keep the Fiend Artisan out of reach. I am considering just grabbing another Fiend Artisan, honestly. Actually, yes. Just grab another Fiend Artisan. Totally. Unless they Demon Bolt it. Alright, well, we'll take this land. So, we kind of needed that, actually, based on how they did the sequence there. I wanted to get a combat in, but apparently that's just not good enough for my opponent. So we'll play Devourer of Memory. They probably have another Demon Bolt. So let's go grab another Fiend Artisan. Old Stickfingers also qualifies for fun times. But let's have 2 Fiend Artisan activations there. Alright, now we have lethal next turn, opponent. Have you considered what you're going to do right about now? I will block this thing if they send it. If they play like a land and like we're seeing an Embercleave coming. Because I can always sleep with the dead it some more. It's fine. Alright. They drop some more stuff down on their Foretell. I guess I can just... Unfortunately, we don't have enough non-creatures down here. So we can We can shrink them by 1, I think. Just to tap this thing down completely. So that it's basically useless. Tymaret calls the dead. Gets exiled. Or we drop them down to 7/7s? Is that what you're telling me? You know what? It's probably fine. Turn them into 7/7s. Tap that thing down. We'll get 14 in now. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, okay, we're getting in 8 now. Gruul Spellbreaker exists. I'm going to plow right into that, I guess. I am concerned about Embercleave. Mildly. And I feel like I'm going to get punked. I feel like this is a punk out. The problem is all the fight spells, all the bolts. My opponent has played 2 creatures and 4 removal spells. I'm just wanting to point that out right now, that our opponent is very excessive on this. Like, way over the top. So is it a gamble I want to take? They're just so over the top with this removal. Let's just hope they spend it all. I'm going to say they spend it all. They've gone pretty crazy, and I don't know. If I were playing their deck right now, I'd be saying, I'm tapped out, I got nothing left. That's what I'd be saying right now. I got nothing. Okay. So I'm going to crack Vilespawn. So that I have 5 spiders. Then I'm going to crack this. And I'm going to set myself up for even more right now. We need to kind of just set ourselves up for more. So another Fiend Artisan. And I just got to hope they don't have Embercleave. That's just another big boy. They are getting clogged. Okay. I would appreciate if we stopped drawing lands every turn, but, you know, whatever. Alright. 2. Pay. Sack 1. Is there like a mid-tier thing that we can do? Oh, yeah, we can grab Stitcher Supplier for one of these tokens. That'll jack these guys up. Alright, Fiend Artisan. We just need more mill here, like more things going on. So Stitcher Supplier. Okay. Now do I have enough in the yard? I have enough in the yard for a Sleep of the Dead. So now I can start slowing them down. So this thing gets large with a ridiculous amount of mana. Sure. Tap down the Zerta. And we're going to be targeting you, and you, and you. Okay. Working on it. We're getting there. Hopefully. Elder Gargroth. They're just vomiting big stuff every turn now. Is that it? Alright. Deathbonnet Sprout's a nice addition to things. But I think we got him. Almost. Okay. No, there are 2. Which means that we just have to get 2 points in over... Okay, they got 3 blockers for 3 7/7s. Yeah, we just auto-attack here. Boom. Done. Maybe I was overthinking. Oh no, Elder Gargaroth gains life! Ah, well, whatever, doesn't matter. We push through. It's fine. It's fine. Now we Sprout. Sprout is almost live. Keep Zerta down. This hurts. But we have plenty to work with now. That hurt. I'm trying to keep us alive. Anyway, there. That was potentially the wrong play. Anyway. Deathbonnet will come live. Sunder Shaman. Flips. So yeah, that might have been my own mistake. Anyways, this is an attack that's clean. Totally clean. Let's make it cleaner. I forgot about combat damage, messing with that. Anyway. They kept clogging, all we had to do was just tap their stuff down enough times. I'm sure that it could have been less complicated. It was just at a certain point where I was losing patience with the clog. Okay, we're in on the play. We have pathways, which is not pleasant. It really, really, really screws with the mana, like real bad. Pathways. I can't stress it enough. Like, we're sitting here with hybrid and blue-black, and our mana is still terrible for turn 2. But I guess we can work with it. Deathbonnet Sprout, turn 1. Turn 2, we can Fiend Artisan, and then draw blue cards for the rest of the game, but never another island. It kind of happens a lot. Already, we can't cast Devourer of Memory currently. We do need lands. Opponent, Blood Crypt, Sleep of the Dead. We draw... Oh, there you go. Complain and you shall receive. See, people? That's all it takes. Alright. Said, Fiend Artisan as a 1-1 doesn't feel very good. Like the... Oh, well, slam it. No, I don't slam it. I don't slam it. I slam Tymaret Calls the Dead. Wait for Fiend Artisan to be real good. Dreadhorde Butcher is a card. Yup. Okay, so yeah, we'll go with Tymaret Calls the Dead. Dreadhorde Butcher can be a problem, but we'll just try to Sleep of the Dead it. Clear the Crawling Infestation, get the 2/2, crack in. There's 2 creatures in the yard. I'll easily block this. Easily. Easily. I don't care if it takes out my board. As you can see, the later the game goes, we're good. Opponent keeps looking at the Dreadhorde Butcher like they're reading it for the first time. 3 mana. Uh-huh. Acrobat. Excuse me. Chose not to spectacle it. Tymaret Calls the Dead. We can get a Crawling Infestation down. I can see that being alright. Currently, we can... If we want to do something immediate, like deal with the Acrobat, maybe. But I don't think we want to deal with the Acrobat. I don't think we care about the Acrobat enough. Let's just set it up so that things are a little more clogged while we set up these Fiend Artisans soon. So I wanted to incentivize them to swing in with that Dreadhorde Butcher, and I block, and blah, blah, blah. It all works out. Yeah, no. Do something with it. That's what I thought. Nothing. Light up the stage. So it's a spectacle-heavy deck. In fact, I think they just chose every... I think they went into the search filters and literally went with gold, black, and red cards. It's almost like it's a Glass of the Guild pack Rakdos deck. Oh, yes. Yeah, we have 4 in the yard. So, that's a thing. And they're tapped down. That is something. So they have more acrobats. Sure. Opponent would like to hold priority for no reason whatsoever. Thank you. Footlight Fiend. Fine. Okay. So they're trying to clog up some stuff. So we have our 4. Does this have any particular sequence? No. So we just take the mill. That's our creature. There's our 1/1. That's our flip. We scry. We have a potential mill. Do we want to mill those? If we mill those, that's 2 more creatures from Crawling Infestation. Sure. Or we can go with some other combination here. Thinking Stitcher Supplier, or we can just get a Fiend Artisan down now. But they'd be pointing a lot of damage towards it. Tough call. Let's start with Stitcher Supplier and have the ultimate setup going here. Okay. So Deathbonnet Hulk is just going to grow every turn, and that's how we want to do it. Okay. Firewheeler takes out a zombie. Sure. That's fine. I'm keeping a lot of their stuff at bay right now, by virtue of existing, I guess. Okay. They're sending in the 2. No, I think they're going with the Death Touch clause here. Feels like Death Touch clause. I don't want to get rid of too much of my board right now. I'm interested in just clearing the Hulk right now. Because that prices them into Death Touch. Because I don't want to start exiling creatures yet. And I want to keep some creatures on the table to kind of keep all this stuff from going anywhere. So it's about keeping bodies on the table. Enough bodies on the table. These tap lands got to knock it off. Alright. Are we starting with a Fiend Artisan? I think we are. Let's get a Fiend Artisan. Let's also get a Devourer of Memory. Start working from here. We'll start trying to work in some unblocked damage. I would like to... I don't know with the Dreadhorde Butcher and Footlight Fiend if they get brave and start sending those in. Because I would like to avoid Devourer of Memory getting poked. But if they send their entire table, I'm just going to block their entire table. Like, block, block. Like, if they're just going to do these attacks, I'll just block everything. That's fine. I don't care. There. Yeah, just there. Done. Whatever. You may have a trick. I feel like this is just they wanted to deal with that, and because it was unblockable, so they Alpha Striked, which would have made it unblockable anyway. Either way, they get to throw 3 damage, potentially take out an insect. 1 removal spell deals with the Artisan, but oh well. We got to clean up that gigantic mess. Just like that. The Crawling Infestation will create a scenario where we... Hello, what are you? And a Spawn of Mayhem. Okay. We are... What are we doing here? I think we're just attacking. You have to block this. You should block. Okay, don't block it then. Here, have this Fiend Artisan. And then have this Sleep of the Dead tapping down this idiot. And it'll deal 1 damage to you. And then my little token down here, it'll kill you next turn. Good luck! Enjoy your Spawn of Mayhem. Skewer the critics, my 1/1. Okay, fine. My 1/1 won't kill you. Sure, why not? Let's make him bigger. Never mind. Guess we're cracking in. Time to die, Mr. Bond. Okay, we're in on the play. We have lots of lands. Lots and lots and lots of lands. We can get Slogurk. If Slogurk untaps, like if we untap with Slogurk, we're probably okay. You know, Stitcher Supplier was just not that originally a card that I wanted in the deck. It seems to work better. Mildly. Alright, 2 creatures into the bin. Red. Tin Street Cadet. Okay. That's a turn 2 anyway. Devourer of Memory. And I will cause this to happen. This is fine. Nest Robber. I will block that easily. I will block Nest Robber all day. You gave me a better alternative. Your 2-drop? Hell yeah. Okay. So now we Slogurk, right? Yeah. Which means some blue mana here. Getting Slogurk down. Devourer of Memory. Then we Tymaret Calls the Dead and go boom, 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 boom. And if they just send in the attack, like, that doesn't seem right. They didn't send in an attack originally. Wow. Who are you people? I mean, I'll take my lands, I guess, but wow. Let's play Red Deck Wins with board wipes, because they'll see that coming. Wow. I mean, I'm just, wow. Why not? Every other deck's running board wipes these days. Goblin Gathering, lovely. Get the Infestation. I'm just kind of, like, stunned right now. I have no idea what just happened. Send in 2. Playing Egon as a creature here, obviously. As a creature, thank you. Lands don't matter. We have so many of them. Let's play them. Rahilda is the card. Sure. She does something. Sure. Okay. Guess we'll start clearing the lands. We don't really need lands anymore. Okay. Devourer of Memory is pretty good. Stitcher Supplier with a Fiend Artisan is not terrible. Are we self-milling anything currently? No. So we can take these pieces as they come. I think that a... Okay, let's send in Egon. That's a chump block. Okay. Now it's a Fiend Artisan. See how your 3 damage board wipe works on that. Probably made too much blue mana. It's alright, we can use them for Devourer activations. Alright, so they're just going to set that to nighttime because it's got double strike as a 2/2? I mean, okay. So I don't want to get rid of creatures here, if I can help it. Well, I guess we can't. Gotta keep Egon going. Alright, so Egon gets sent in. Do whatever combat trick you're gonna do. You're gonna chump block, sure. Alright. Then I'm going to Fiend Artisan for... I think I want to get rid of Egon so that I can grow Fiend Artisans. How many do we have left? Okay, we have one Artisan, Old Stickfingers already in here, so there's 2 more Artisans in the deck. Egon's being a net negative currently. So we're just going to make this even more complicated for our opponent. Here's another thing. And I'll play this too. They may want to, like, do 3 damage elsewhere. They did power up a spell. Oh, it was Goblin Gathering that they had as their instant or sorcery that deals 2 more damage. Raid Bombardment. That's not anything. Okay, so, right, I guess we just attack. All these. I don't even care about the mill, buddy. Devourer of Memory's coming. Okay. Take 24. 26. Opponent found that way to maximize how much damage they take. Okay, so Games gave a decent example of exactly what we're trying to do here. Now, I don't have every card I need for this, so heads up. That's one of those things that, you know, just wild cards are a problem, but we can get it a good chunk of the way there. So I'll get into some of the things. So Sleep of the Dead is one of those payoffs, sort of, like you mill it over and it tempos your opponent. If your opponent's like playing a little aggression, then you can slow them down, slow them down, slow them down. Give yourself time to get some mana and some engines going. Sure, why not? Like it taps some stuff down for a little while, over and over and over again. You get to keep a little control. It's not actual removal, but it fits in the confines of the deck just fine. Stitcher Supplier, I was originally not really interested in putting in the deck, but it does fast track some of the other things going on, like Deathbonnet Sprout, which is a mill every single turn, which is kind of what we want. But it also is its own payoff for milling, where it turns into a 3/3 later that grows as time goes on. Now, yeah, this was without Stitcher Supplier. This was very slow to get started. That's why Stitcher Supplier kind of won out eventually. Is that this was slow? We needed a body to eventually close out the game. So done. All right. Okay, that was the plan. Single Oglor is somewhat useful. I have made zombies with this once. It has never survived untapping. But I made zombies once with it. Anyways, it's one of the newer cards, so I'll explain it lightly here. So, being upkeep, you look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one in the graveyard, and you leave the other one on top. So keep that in mind that it's not going in your hand or anything. Whenever creature cards put in your graveyard from your library or hand, it perpetually gains the effect when it leaves your graveyard. Create a tap 2/2 zombie creature token. Now, how do things leave the graveyard for this anyway? Like, how is that even possible? Deathbonnet Sprout is one of them, as we've mentioned. The other one is Egon. Anyway, that's the short of it. Anyways, Devourer of Memory was what this deck was based around. The reason why I built this is I wanted to make this card work. An unblockable that grows based on your mill, but like you just keep milling. Like you just put more triggers of mill and just slowly close out the game. Well, that worked. But then I needed some more bodies because this was like one of the few good bodies I had in the deck. So I realized Fiend Artisan was a nice payoff because it's just like you can have all these creatures in the graveyard. Just hit them with gigantic freaking Fiend Artisans that can go fetch more Fiend Artisans. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Let's do that. Lots of milling, lots of quick, low to the ground, milling based aggro here is what we got going on here. And yeah, you can go fetch more because it has a sacrifice clause. So, pretty good there. Vilespawn Spider is another kind of enabler payoff. It's a 2/3 reach. Reach is obviously relevant and helpful in a number of situations. Anyways, yeah, it's a newer-ish card that you don't see often, so I'll explain shortly. At the beginning of your upkeep, mill a card, and then you can pay 4 mana in Simic, and sacrifice it and create a 1/1 insect for each creature card in your graveyard. As a sorcery, you can't do it as an instant, sadly, but there's those times where it's just like they've got 1 blocker. And you've got 1 spider, and it's like, you know what? Let's turn this into 20 spiders and kill you. Why not? Anyways, Old Stickfingers is the extra Fiend Artisan. And I don't have extras. This is the only one I have. Just bear that in mind that you can totally add more. This is very welcome card. Please add more if you make this deck. Is all I'm saying, because it's just extra Fiend Artisan, just more gigantic bodies. So please, add more Stickfingers. Power and toughness equal the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Very similar. Does not have the search, but you can get that reveal off the top anyway. And get some creature cards in your graveyard to kind of fuel it. So that's pretty good. Anyway, Egon is probably the last like super massive card that is happy to have stuff in the graveyard, but also happy to enable it. So Throne of Death mills cards every turn, also has a potential to draw you some extra cards if you need some gas a little bit later. If you need gas later, it's a hard time, or you're probably not making it in that game. But anyway, Egon as a 6/6 Death Touch also has the condition where it has to exile cards from your graveyard. It doesn't have to be creature cards, although some cards have that condition. But yeah, if you can't, sacrifice Egon, draw a card. That doesn't happen too often unless you're dropping them turn 3 without too many enablers. I haven't had to sacrifice Egon yet, but it's there. It's a free card. Like, you draw a card off of it, so, you know, it's not the worst. Anyway, Tymaret Calls the Dead. And yes, I know it's a nombo with a number of things. Like, it's a nombo with Fiend Artisan. Best deck's always nombo with itself. Anyway, Tymaret Calls the Dead is just that kind of, it fuels the whole deck while still, like, this is our History of Benalia, sort of. It's History of Benalia at home, except, yeah. Well, I mean, History of Benalia is not that great anymore. So, hey, let's take the card that is going to take the advantage and fuel the rest of the deck. Because Tymaret Calls the Dead has to counteract in some way in order to be better than History of Benalia. And its effect of milling 3 cards twice, while also gaining a little bit of life later. Pretty good there. Which enables, obviously, everything. So, pretty good there. After that, Crawling Infestation. This is probably one of those cards that's kind of elective. Like, you might be able to trim this. Like, if you're adding like a second Old Stickfingers, you could probably trim one of these. 4 of them, I'm not always casting them. 3 of them, probably always casting. Like, the card is better than it looks, because the 1/1 insect token is sack fodder for Fiend Artisan. It's totally sack fodder. So keep that in mind. It's real good for that. But it's also, it's milling every turn. Instances of milling matter, of course, with Devourer of Memory. So there is synergy here. Keep that in mind. I would say play it out, get a feel for it. I mean, it's only uncommon, so, you know, figure out your plan there. Slogurk is the last card that's kind of a payoff. It doesn't really have anything else going for it other than being a straight payoff. Now, yeah, it gets bigger for each land that's put into the graveyard, and not for each instance of lands. It's for each single land. So if you mill 3 lands off of Tymaret Calls the Dead, it gets +3/+3. So it's pretty good there. And also it protects itself where you can move through the counters to return it to hand. When it leaves, you can return lands from your graveyard to the hand. With enough exile, it's hard to say if you're going to have lands, but yeah, things always work out. Anyways, it's a lot of synergy of back and forth and trying to really think carefully on what do you exile, how much do you exile, and how much are you pushing to mill yourself like crazy. So we're burning bright with this deck, and if the opponent just clogs, or board wipe, then it's not going to get there. You are burning bright to try and take them down. So that's where it's at. Lands are mana lands. We really need like allied fast lands. Just saying. We really need those. That would greatly appreciate. I'm really finding that pathways are not really good for aggro decks of this nature, where we need to be able to cast like all of these things very quickly. Anyway, should you spend wild cards on this? I mean, if it's something you want, obviously, goes without saying. If this is the kind of deck for you, yes, definitely. But if you're just trying to make a good deck, I mean, it hasn't proven itself yet, and it definitely needs some brew time, as usual. You know, if you're looking for something in that territory, give it some time to marinate. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Take care, and bye-bye.